It's going to my hearing aid.
Oh.
Come on, Clarissa!
It's going to his hearing aid. Woo!
So before I start my message, I'm thankful I even get to honor the amazing leaders and pastors before me, Pastor Jurgen and Leanne, Pastor Tom, Myra, Pastor Samuel. You've become a part of my life and my story forever. Honored is an understatement. I feel more than that to even be around you guys. I'm so humbled. I'm like, it's such a privilege. The fact that I'm standing up here speaking is the biggest middle finger to the sneaky thief under my feet.
Yes! Woo!
The title of my message is Can't Touch This.
Oh, love it! Yeah!
So first off, glory be to God and to hell with the devil.
Yes!
From day one of internship, I was relying on God to tell me what to say for my testimony. I've really experienced a lot in my almost 32 years of living that I can travel down many different lanes.
Right.
It was hard for me to really know what to talk about.
Yep.
But God came through just like he always does.
Yeah.
There's been nights that he's kept me awake or even woken me up to highlight times of the past.
Right.
He highlighted a memory from my childhood that I've always remembered and didn't know why until now. When I was about 5, 6 years old, I lived in Riverside and went to church with my mom. It was a really small church in a really small building. I would get bored in kids' church, so I always sat in the main sanctuary and listened to the sermons. The memory that stuck with me was of one of the services where my mom fell asleep. She was really young, and I get it now.
Yeah, right.
But when she woke up, I told her the entire message.
Wow. Wow.
Let me turn this light.
That's incredible.
It was that memory that I heard God loud and clearly say, that's the day you became a threat to hell.
Wow. That's so good.
Since that day, you've had a target on your chest.
Yep. Wow.
It makes total sense to me now.
Yeah.
From that age forward, my view on 3 things were completely distorted. Dreaming, a man in the home, and pastors.
Wow.
Literally since that age, I was terrified of nighttime. I was robbed of dreaming. I didn't know how. I was so tortured by night that I would rather not dream at all because that meant I would actually get sleep.
Wow.
I would never look into the future. I was so preoccupied with just surviving day by day.
Yep.
I never imagined creating a life for myself.
Wow.
It just wasn't even a thought. It's something I never thought about. I was so distracted by the giants against me at the age of 6.
Wow.
Like I was always being choked. I was always fighting. I was always tired, and I was always by myself.
Right.
I had no one to defend me.
Yeah. Wow.
My view of a man in the home. Oh, sorry if I cried.
No, you got this.
Come on.
You got Tears are good. Woo! We love you.
My view of a man in the home was distorted. I didn't trust men. I watched my mom be emotionally and mentally abused. I watched my mom have the crap being out of her. I was always angry with men. I believed in God, but I didn't believe God.
Right. Wow.
I believed in my heart that my mom and our home was better off without someone entering and taking control.
Yeah.
Because every time when a man would enter our lives, he would leave and take things from me.
Wow.
I never felt worthy of a good man. Not even worthy for a good dad.
Wow.
I amened that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't perfect enough. That I didn't deserve it. I grew tough on that side.
Right.
Very cold.
Yeah.
Almost heartless.
Yep.
But deep down, really, really far down, I longed for love.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Every time I saw a pastor, I only saw that they had to deal with people and their problems. I looked at them and thought, man, what a miserable life. I would never want to be a pastor. I saw so many problems in my home. The last thing I wanted to do was be there for someone else.
Right.
I couldn't. I didn't know how. I kind of got mad when people didn't understand that their problems sometimes came from their their situation because of their decisions.
Right.
I learned from a very early age, 8 or 9, that you decide what your future is. That it could, because I watched it in front of my eyes,
Yeah.
where my family members had the ability to choose a better life, and they chose to go the opposite way.
Wow.
I do believe the enemy, I do believe the things the enemy distorts are the very things you're supposed to have the greatest victory in.
Yes, that's so good.
Now I love to dream.
Woo!
I dream all the time.
Yes!
God shows me visions in them. He even gave me a couple of prophetic dreams a few weeks ago that I was able to interpret for myself.
Wow.
I do believe the view of my view of a man and of marriage was twisted because I'm destined for one of the greatest marriages, and it's going to give God all the honor, all the praise, and all the glory. I do believe my perception of being a pastor was flipped upside down because God is going to use my life to lead people to Jesus,
He is.
to set them free,
Yes.
and to have a major impact on the world.
So good.
My biggest challenge was learning how to trust God, how to hand Him my life and my heart.
Yep.
Because when I was in control, I wasn't going to get taken advantage of.
Right.
I at least knew when I was going to fall and how hard I was going to hit the floor. It's been 7 years that God's been speaking to me in dreams and showing me visions. It's been 7 years that I've recommitted my life to Christ.
Wow.
It's been 7 years that I've been at my current job that's allowed me to be here today.
Wow.
7 is the holy number and means completion, and that's exactly what I feel right now.
Wow.
By the grace of God,
Woo!
complete in Him.
Wow.
I learned to stand up to the devil
Yes.
and how to love God with all my heart, mind, and soul. The devil lost his sight of me when I found my vision.
Wow.
God showed me that when the enemy looks at the target on my chest, he can't see anything anymore. It is written in Isaiah 54:17, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper."
Yes.
Not even that sniper pointed at me at 5 years old.
Yep.
Not then, not now, not ever.
Woo!
I end with this: to hell with the devil and glory be to God.
Wow.